So we're doing things a little differently for the month of June. I'm sitting in my bed, and I'm doing that because I don't really have a lot to talk about for June. I have a couple small things, so I didn't want to make a video that was just only a couple small things, and so I decided to add my bed basket to the video. So we're going to talk about all things June, and then we're going to talk about what I keep in my bed basket. So just oh, there's not even everything in it because some of it's out, but this is my bed basket. This is mostly tarot related stuff that I keep in my bed basket. So, and then there's some overflow as well because the basket's not big enough. I've upgraded the size of this basket thrice now because I just keep putting more stuff in it. So that's what we're going to be doing this video is talking about June and my bed basket. So let's get started with June. Also, it's the first time in a long time I've been able to have my window open and get some fresh air because it's been scorching here for the last, I'd say, week and a half. So it's a little overcast. It's not scorching outside. So I've had my window open since last night. And subsequently, we're now hearing, I think there's like at least 3 people mowing their lawns right now, of course. But it's summer and I have my window open and I'm not closing it because I'm taking advantage of this. So hopefully this mic seems to block out a lot of background noise. I won't know till editing, but here we go. Okay, I need to talk about TV shows. So I have a confession. For the month of June and probably May, I was obsessively watching Vanderpump Rules. So this was a show that I knew nothing about. I'd never heard of it. I had no clue. And then prior to Scandival, don't worry, I'm not putting any spoilers in this video. So if you haven't watched it and you're planning on watching it, I'm not spoiling anything. But prior to the scandal of season 10, my friends had told me about it. This was back in like early March. And I was like, I don't know, another reality drama about kids like with nothing better to do, whatever. So I didn't start it. And then on TikTok, I started seeing all of this stuff pertaining to what's happened in the last few months with these individuals. So I was like, okay, I'm doing it. Every spare minute of my time was dedicated to catching up on seasons 1 through 10. That's right. There's 10 seasons. And up until about season 7 or season 8, each season has about 25 episodes, including like the reunion shows. So it was a lot. It was a lot of TV. And I'm really happy that I'm caught up. I'm really happy that I now know what the situation is and I can now watch all the TikToks and understand what's happening. So that was what I watched for TV. For books, I'm still reading my the Mammoth Book of Paranormal Romance. I haven't been reading it too much. Just in the last, I'd say, actually probably more so July, I've been reading it where I've been able to lay outside in the sun a little bit because I'm a sunscreen girly. I don't like to get burnt. I don't like to risk that. So just for like 10 minutes here and there, I'm reading that book. Purchases. I made a couple. So I did buy some decks in the month of June, but I haven't even received them yet. And we're at July 9th. So those will be covered in July's video. But I did purchase some tarot related, sort of. Well, yes. The first one is this tarot journal. This is by Paper Blanks Flexus. It's called a Flexus because it's really flexible, and I love that about it. These books are, I don't know if you can, this one is not so much. There's some gloss on there. I don't know if it'll pick it up. I have other ones in my bed basket that we'll look at, but the back is different than the front, so that's really cool. It's obviously an old map. The back of these, so it gives a little blurb and a little write-up. If the work is done by an artist, which we will see later, it talks about the artist, it talks about the art. It also has this little like folder in the back, so that's really cool. Cartography. was once the stuff of adventure and madness. Map makers were visionaries, scientists, and artists all at once. So yeah, really cool. I really like it. There's some gold on it, but the other ones are so much more impressive. Embossing, I guess, is the way to say that. Embossing wise, it is actually raised. I have no way of showing this to you or explaining it to you, but it is bumpy and raised, not just where the glossing and embossing is. Glossing and embossing. So that's the one purchase. Oh, I guess I should say why I purchased it. So this is going to be for my daily-ish tarot readings that I do for myself. And the reason I purchased it was because the other ones I have are like an A6 size, and I'm just finding they're just a little too small. Like I'm kind of weird in that I like my readings to be on one page. And the A6 size, it's spilling over into other pages, and then I've got, like only part way down. So then I don't want to waste, so I start another day part way. I just want one page. So when I get to that book, there you have it. The other tarot related item I purchased, I think I've actually purchased this in May, but I received it in June. Maybe I purchased it in June. I got another leather tarot bag. This is from Max Pole Leather on Etsy, Maxpol. This is just one of this is the kind that I wanted. I didn't really feel, I have another one. You'll see it in my bed basket, but I wanted this size. Now, the deck I have in here is the Marigold Tarot, and the reason I have the Marigold Tarot in there is I'm feeling the pull to use it. It's something about the Marigold, and I know it's usually a Samhain area deck. Area? You get what I'm saying. But with the Marigolds, I don't know. I'm feeling like using it, so I'm gonna use it. But also, it's the perfect deck to break in this leather bag as far as size goes. I did want a bigger deck in here. Now I can't even remember which one I planned on putting in here. I did want a bigger one, but it didn't quite fit. So the Marigold Tarot is going to stretch out the bag, or just sort of set the pace because it's not really stretching it. And then I'm going to up it to a different size deck, a little bit fatter, and then we'll go from there. Maybe I won't even want to do anything else. But these bags are fantastic. I got this was 20% off. He has sales all the time on his Etsy page, so check that out. So the other thing that I did in June was I did my own personal 10-ish day ritual with a deck. The deck that I chose to work with was the Lightseers Tarot, and I did do it for 10 days. Now, something interesting happened with this deck. So I chose to work with the Lightseers Tarot just because I often use the Lightseers for other people, not so much for myself. So I don't feel that I've developed my own personal relationship with the Lightseers Tarot. It's just kind of the one that everybody else likes and everybody else wants me to use. So I wanted to have my own personal relationship with it. Now, I did only do 11 days, which ended on July 4th. I planned on doing more, but then I got lazy. However, there was one day, I have to put a sticky on it to remind myself where it is. It was called What Do I Need to Prepare For Spread. So the questions are what is coming my way, best way to prepare, and anything else I should know. I don't tend to do predictive readings, and that's not on purpose. It's not by choice. It's just the types of spreads I'm drawn to are more like, I don't know, self-improvement, self-help, self-awareness, that kind of thing. So this one was kind of interesting for me to do because it was a little more predictive in the sense of what do I need to prepare for. Now the card I pulled, yeah, I guess we'll talk about it. I wasn't going to, but it was the Five of Pentacles. And I was like immediately like, oh my gosh, like something bad is coming my way money wise. I'm going to be broke, whatever. And at the time of the reading, I was preparing, like for me reading that card and pulling that card, I was anticipating like a months long drought with money or problem with money. And I also wasn't picturing the immediate future either. But it came true. so I spent a lot of money. I bought a lot of things. I went away. And then I kind of got to a point where I was like, okay, no more spending. Like, and I had like a week until payday. So I was like, the next week, nothing. And so it was just kind of funny that I had envisioned this totally different scenario for that card. And it did happen, but it played out in a bit of a different way. So it just kind of reminded me that I need to keep an open mind as far as, it could have been a day. I could have been broke for a day, or I could have spent too much money in a day. It didn't have to be that, I don't know, like I was thinking catastrophic financial loss. That's where my mind went. And it wasn't. So, but it did come true, which I thought was fantastic. Question mark? Maybe not the type of truth that came out of it. So that was interesting. I liked that. I also joined Thea's monthly membership thing. Oh my gosh, I want to cause an avalanche over there. Garden Goddess Tarot has a monthly membership through YouTube, and I joined that, and I am so excited. Anything Garden Goddess Tarot related on YouTube, I am watching that immediately. So give me all the content, give me more. So that was something I did as well in June. And if you haven't done that, I suggest you do. Head on over to her YouTube channel. And then, I did have a cottage weekend away with my girlfriends. And it kind of, initially, I had packed my whole tarot bag set up with like my incense, my aura spray, the works, a bunch of decks. And then that's when I assumed I was driving, so that when you're driving, you can kind of put more stuff in your car. Then as it turned out, I wasn't driving. So I didn't want to bring another bag on top of like my clothing bag, my cooler, a couple different shoes because it was supposed to rain, which it did. So I ended up just tossing a couple decks in my bag. And almost immediately I regretted that decision. We get to the house and the settings were perfect. It was like pouring rain, it was thundering, it was lightning, and there was this perfect room with a perfect setup to read in. And I really regretted not bringing my whole bag. But as it turned out, I didn't end up reading at all because one of my girlfriends had brought a couple of oracle decks, and that just tickled my pickles so much. And yeah, so she pulled some cards and did some readings for people, and that was pretty cool. So I actually didn't end up reading at all, and I'm happy about that. Now I did edge my Light Seers deck. I saved edging to last because I edged a couple-ish decks. The Light Seers edging did not go as planned. This is what I wanted, okay? This is notes from other videos. This is what I wanted, this lighter color, because I thought that it really matched the lighter turquoise down this side of the shape here. Okay. When I did my test piece, it looks great. Once I actually got it on the cardstock, however, it looks like this. It's not the same. I don't know how to best, like, they're not the same. I'm not heartbroken over it. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like going to be all angry about something. But it just, now it doesn't match like anything. It's just so bright almost. But anyway, so I did that. And then I have a deck that I edged a long time ago in Crayola Black. And Crayola Black comes off on my fingers. And I kind of, like, I went over it with a microfiber cloth. I went over each card with a microfiber cloth. And I thought that would take it off because the same thing happened with my Sassarabito. I edged it with a Tombow that you can turn into a watercolor, which is my mistake. And it comes off on your fingers. And then I went over it with a microfiber cloth because someone suggested it. Someone in the comments section suggested it, and it worked. However, it did not work for this deck. So what I did in June was re-edge it in a black Sharpie, thinking that the black Sharpie would kind of coat it and it would prevent it. It didn't. It still doesn't work, and it's my Ritual Tarot. So it's just as I'm sitting here talking to you, I will shuffle and you'll see what I'm talking about. The good news, though, is that it seems to only rub off on the pads of my fingers. I'm guessing because there's more oils in the pads of your fingers than anywhere else on your hands. So, I mean, silver lining, blessing in disguise. I have a fan blowing at me, and it's just, it's really wanting to blow the cards away. Yeah. So I've come up with a solution-ish to this, which I'll show you in a second after I show you the pads on my fingers. So just this brief amount of shuffling, it's not as bad just because it was fairly brief. So I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but trust me, it is there. And my solution is all of these. Anytime oops, there you go. Try again. Anytime I go to a restaurant or I have takeout where these are included, I steal them. I keep them. And this one stays in the box just because it's fairly thin. Fairly thin. I am struggling, folks. And then I have other ones. So I was the maid of honor in a bachelorette last year, and I made these grab bags for everybody. And in the grab bags were these wet wipes, and I have some left over. So, but because these are kind of fat and thick, they just stay in the bag. So, where are we here? I don't know what else to do. I mean, I'm hoping that just with time and use, it'll kind of wear it down. So when I'm sitting here watching TV at night, I'll shuffle the deck. It's usually so much worse than this because I'm usually shuffling for quite a bit longer. But yep, so my St. Louis thing goes in there. And it closes fine. And then I've got my Peggy bag, and then the wet ones go just on the top. So after every use, if I'm at home, whenever I'm just shuffling, watching TV, I'll just go to the washroom and wash my hands. But if I'm going to be using that deck somewhere, I want to be able to have those. And I did put a couple of spare in my tarot bag as well, my travel bag. So in case I've used those or they fell out or something, there's extra ones. Also, it's kind of nice to have them in your bag just in case, like, I don't know, in case you're at your friend's house reading and maybe you've had some cheesies or something. It's just nice to quickly be able to clean up your hands. So that's it for June. Now let's move on to my bed basket. Okay, so we'll start with the overflow. So it isn't too bad. The overflow consists of the Light Seers and the Marigold, as well as the Grand Royale, Chiara Marchetti Grand Royale. This is one that I was obsessed with when I first purchased it. I haven't edged it yet. I'm probably going to pick like a brownie ochre kind of color, I'm thinking. Don't know. I can't commit. So 3 decks in overflow. The other thing I have in overflow, and I'm obsessed with this, I've had them for years, is my little like sleeping eye pillow. This I purchased from Love My Mat, lovemymat.com. So what I like about them is that these are all recycled. They'll go to like a secondhand store and they'll buy pillowcases or bed sheets and whatever, and that's what they use. And then they have an inner doohickey, and in it is flaxseed and lavender. And it's just, I don't know, the weight of it is really nice. How it feels is really nice. So it's in my overflow. And then I also have one that a friend of mine made me. It's in my overflow. It's a little bit heavier and a little bit thicker than the other ones. So It's not my favorite one to use. I just love, the good thing about lavender is it doesn't matter how old it is. If you squeeze it, oh, it just like reignites the smell. It smells so good. So that's over on that side. Now, in the basket, this is what the basket kind of looks like. Yeah, I guess you can see in there. There's lots. Oh my god. Hair clip, hair clip, hair clip. There's another hair clip in here, hair tie. So when I'm getting ready in the morning and I'm swearing because I can't find a hair clip, it's because they're all attached to this. What are we starting with? Okay. Well, this is what you saw me using the first part of the video. This is a Chic Sparrow leather notebook. They're very expensive. Very, very expensive, especially if you're in Canada, because you get nailed at customs every time. I do love them. I will never buy another one again just because they are so expensive and they have gone up in price. The ones that I own, I have 3 of them. Only 2 of them are here. The only reason I own them is because they were in the discontinued section of their website and were discounted. They have since discontinued their discontinued section, so you can't even go to the discontinued section, which, whatever, okay. So this is their Sugar Plum one. In this one, we've got a little bookmark, we've got some washi tapes, we've got some little stickies. This is my moon journal. This is another Paper Blanks Flexus. It is stunning. There's the back of it. So this one's empty. I haven't started working with this one yet because it's my next tarot journal. We'll talk about the current one. Then this is my YouTube notebook. So for my monthly videos, I just kind of like keep track of what decks came in that month or what things I did that month or things I want to discuss in my monthly videos just so that I don't forget. And it's marked with my Ollie Block bookmark, magnetic bookmark. Highly recommend. I get mine from Etsy on their Etsy page. But I think you can get them from their website. And then there's just a pocket back here. So that's one notebook. Notebook number 2. This is the Huckleberry one. I had discontinued. You can't get either one of these anymore. So this one is my chunker. In this notebook, oh, we've just got like stickers from different decks. So a couple stickers from Oak, Ash, and Thorn. And then we've got some stickers from Ethany's. This notebook is blank, I think. Yeah, so it'll probably be my next tarot one. This is my current tarot journal. So I'm only this far into it. So I have to use this one. I have to use the other one. And then I get to use my map one. So yeah, that won't be happening for a while. Then this book is a book I found at Staples, and it's my tarot notebook. So just anytime I kind of come across something cool about tarot, a different way to look at a card, a different way to think about a card, a different meaning for a card that I haven't thought of before, I jot it down in there. I do want to talk about my pen. I got some new pens. This is the Energel Liquid Gel ink. It is a 0.3. It is super fine. And because I had mentioned that I didn't feel that these were big enough for me to make my daily pulls in because they were spilling over onto other pages and whatever, I thought if I got a finer ink, it would help. And it did. It has helped. I'm taking up less room. But I've become obsessed with these pens and I use them for everything now. They came in a pack of 3. So I use them at work. I love them. If you're a pen person like me, there you go. Other books I have, so I keep my tarot spread notebook by my bed in case I want to do a spread, just one's from Pinterest. This is my 10-day ritual. This is what I used for the light seers this month. So just, again, more spreads from Pinterest, but different in the sense of like these are fun spreads that I think people at a party might want to do, whereas these are more like daily spreads, weekly spreads, the stuff that I would want to personally work on with a deck. So there's those. I keep the instruction book from the Lucid Dreams Beginner Tarot. I keep it in this basket just in case I get stumped when pulling a card at night and I'm like, oh, I don't understand how this would work in this particular spread position. So I go to this. I really like this. The only thing I don't love about it is that, okay, so the Four of Wands. So it does give a paragraph. Four of Wands represents a time in which is sprinkled with a feeling of fulfillment, satisfaction brought on by the actual attainment of a goal. It heralds celebration as well as harmonious, happy, and relaxed home environment. There's stability and reliable foundations. Gives you the zodiac, the element, the planetary ruler, and the numerology. Then it gives an upright, quick read, but it breaks it down as far as like love, career, and finance, and then reversed love, career, and finance. So I found that sometimes my questions weren't really, or the spread position wasn't about love, career, or finance. So that kind of stumped me. But for the most part, this is a great resource. We've got some white Post-it tabs. I don't even know where to begin. So I have lots of like crafty things. We've got scissors, we've got glasses cleaners, we've got a ruler, we've got glue, we've got pens, markers. If I'm just like crafting at night in bed, or if I'm edging a deck, all those are there. And obviously headphones. I want to try and save the decks for last. I have my Pocket Pharmacy from Sage, and this is my Toronto edition. So inside this one, this is just their basic one. So you've got Peppermint Halo, Immune, Eater's Digest, Stress Release, and Pain Release. So that stays in there for nighttime use. We've got my Kobo. What brand do I use? Yes, Kobo. That's a sticker that I got from somewhere in Arizona. I actually committed to placing a sticker somewhere, so good for me. And not only did I place one, but I placed two, and I thought Wild Woman was hilarious considering this is a book. So my Kobo is in there. I've got another glasses cleaner. I've got magnetic bookmarks, which I actually forgot I had, which will come in super handy. I've got more highlighters. These are great. I ordered them from Amazon. I really enjoy these. I know I've got a whole whack of stickers somewhere. Where are they? Don't want them to get lost. Random notes. Instructions for... Oh, this thing. This thing is a lifesaver, by the way. I love it. So the instructions for that. Shapermint, they make excellent, really comfy wireless bras. So got stickers from them. Notes, notes, notes. Oh, that fan is not going to let me do that. Let's Greek Gods Family Tree. This is when I was studying the Hellenic Oracle, which I still am studying the Hellenic Oracle. I've gotten lazy. Okay. Oh, they're right here. It's like, I know I've got stickers. So I talked about my sticker commitment issue. I have a whack of stickers in here that I don't know where I'm going to place them. But I want to show them to you because I love them. They are from Annotated Audrey, which where'd it go? I am losing it. Did the fan blow it away? No, it did not. So this is just like a postcard that she sent with her sticker order. I don't want to give away her discount code, but Annotated Audrey. And I love Tucson. My sister lives in Tucson. I visit Tucson. So Annotated Audrey lives in Tucson. Obviously, her stickers are mostly about the desert and Tucson or Arizona. They're so much more vibrant in person. They're not even coming close to the vibrancy that I can see. So I have to figure out somewhere to put those. Then I have the Ritual Tarot guidebook. It sits here just in case I'm using it. And the court cards mess me up a little sometimes. So I want to be able to reference which court card is for what suit or whatever. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tarot decks, and then another item I will save to last. It is on. We have a runner. All right. The first deck I have in here is the Fantastical Creatures. This one's in here. It was gifted, and I want to go through the guidebook and learn about the creatures. So that's why that's in there. None of these tuck boxes want to stay closed. Spiral Tarot. This one I have reordered. I didn't reorder the Fantastical Creatures yet, but this one's fully in order, and I want to go through the guidebook. So if I'm feeling like reading something and I don't know what to read, I'll pick up the guidebook. And the Celestial Tarot, exact same reason. So I reordered this one. It's fully in order, and I want to read the guidebook. We have a Dangerous Tower happening. Then we have this other leather Max Pole leather bag. I tried to do something cool and it fell. This one is a different leather than the other one. Where's the other one? This is very, very soft. Like, I am obsessed with how this one feels. But it scratches easy because of it. I think, yeah, there's a really rough scratch on the front. Like, I'm okay with it looking weathered and worn and used, but those first couple scratches are like... So if you don't like your leather to get scratched, go for this one. Here's the back. You can see some markings on the back, but nothing as bad as that one right there. Oof, that one hurts. In here, I keep the drawing a blank, Golden Art Nouveau. Because this is my upstairs RWS deck. My Plaidback RWS is downstairs in my desk. So if I want to reference something as close to an RWS as I can get, this is going to be it. Card on the bottom. So it stays in that leather bag. I don't know if this will be this deck's forever home. Oh. What do we have? I forgot. A little piece of black tourmaline stays in the bag. I could hear it rattling around in there. I don't think I have a crystal in the other one. So those are the decks that are currently in my bed basket. The decks in the bed basket change all the time. These ones have been in here for a very long time because I've had plans on reading the guidebook in a very long time. Have I started to read the guidebook for any of them? No. I'm terrible for that. But yeah, normally what's in the bed basket is the decks I'm working with. So normally it would just be the Light Seers. Can you even see that? Yeah. Light Seers and the Marigold that I was working with right now. Oh yeah, and the Chero Marchetti. But because I want to read these guidebooks, these three are in here. So they're taking up room. That's why we have overflow. The last thing that is in here is a pendulum. I love the bead on the top, if we can see it. So this one is cool because it has two secret chambers. Here's the top chamber. Nope, that's unscrewing the bottom. Here's the top chamber. So it's just this little section right here, and inside that I put some clear quartz. I put an intention in them specifically for this pendulum, and I dropped a couple of them in there. Then in the bottom, so this part screws off. I was gonna put some like divination oil in here, but I don't have faith that it will seal tight enough to not leak. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'll put some herbs in there. Okay. Problem solved. Should I put oil in the bottom chamber? Should I put oil in the bottom chamber? Okay, that is my no. Okay, all right then. So that's that. Now I have stuff everywhere. Stuff's all over the place. All right, that's June and my bed basket. I have a couple videos planned, but to be honest, I kind of feel like I'm in a little bit of a funk as far as social media content goes. Like it's June 9th and I'm just filming this video now. Like I really didn't feel like, it's not that I didn't feel like doing it. It's just, I don't know. I'm in a funk. And same with Instagram, same with Facebook, and not just like tarot related stuff. Like I'm in this funk with my own accounts, my own personal accounts. Like I've had so many thoughts of like, I'm just going to delete everything. I'm temporarily going to deactivate everything. And then I'm like, well, what would I do with my spare time if I did that? Because this is my spare time. This is what I do. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the next little bit holds, but I do have a couple videos planned. I'm still working on the only 10 indie decks. I've noticed there's still a couple videos creeping in with that tag, so that's kind of why I've waited a little bit to film that or to compile that information and film it. But that's coming soon, hopefully in the next month. Summer can be crazy, so I don't want to promise the next month, but that is coming. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out and checking out my bed basket that occupies the unused side of my bed. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you.